BeWorship. Today we're going to learn how to get that worship sound using budget gear. Alright, to get that basic worship sound, you really would need three basic pedals. You need a good drive pedal, you need a good delay pedal, and a reverb pedal. I got a small selection of pedals that I don't use on a regular basis on my pedal board, but they'll get the job done. Now, over at Sweetwater is usually where I get all my stuff, and if you want to talk to somebody there, look for Schwan. He's one of the best guys to deal with. This right here is an MXR Il Torino overdrive. What I do like about it, it's got a 3-stage EQ, and you got your regular master and you got your gain. For worship music, you don't really need your gain like to 11. You suit your gain to taste, just to get it on the edge of dirty to a little bit more raunch. You can back off on your volume knob if you turn your gain up a bit and clean it out a little bit. Now, I prefer an overdrive unit over a distortion unit. Here is a low budget distortion unit. This one is the Digitech Grunge. Now, just because you have one of these doesn't mean you can't use it as a drive. What I do is I'll set my, well, it's called Grunge, but for your gain stage on here, set it almost all the way back, and then use your volume knob to actually overdrive your amp. That way you'll get the edge of breakup, or you can go past it and just use your guitar to turn back on the overdrive signal and smooth it out some. Another fellow YouTuber, Schwan, he does a lot of pedal reviews, and he did one on this Memory Boy Deluxe. I really like this pedal. I really like analog delay because I like the grit that it has with it. The Memory Boy Deluxe has a lot more going on with it, as you can see, and your subdivisions to go to your dotted 8, which is like a worship staple, along with your blend, gain, rate. It's got a chorusy effect, which is good, but you can only move it so much until it gets unusable. Feedback, try to keep that under control. Because the last thing you need to do is make a mistake while you're playing and have it repeat 20 times. And then you can adjust your delay. The other good thing about this is it's got a tap tempo. So you can tap in your tempo as you're playing. And you don't have to have like 6 or 7 of these just to play different songs. Just learn how to tap tempo. Last but not least, this is a Line 6 M5 modeler. The good thing about this is that it has like 100 or a couple hundred different effects in it. I don't recommend using the gains or any of the distortions over the overdrive. Line 6 distortion is horrible, but it does good on the delays, it does good on modulations. You got envelope filters in here, you got compressors, you got all kinds of neat stuff in here. Another plus with this is that it has a noise gate built right into it, and this only plays one effect at a time. But the noise gate, you can have it put on in the global settings and use it so that whenever your guitar signal gets to a certain point, it shuts it off. Alright, so you have nothing going to your amplifier. Now, you can adjust the sensitivity. I use this for reverb. So those three pedals, an overdrive, a delay, and a reverb, you could get some really neat sounds out of this. The only problem with the delay settings on this, if you want to get some really airy, ethereal sounding stuff, you're gonna have to go bend down and turn up the knob. Not a big deal. And we're usually in the back, so the focus is not on us or our guitars. So those three pedals alone will get you that worship sound. The guitar I played in the beginning is a Mexican Strat. I've had this Strat for years, probably about 12 years. The only thing I managed to do to it is I changed the pickups in it. I made my own pickups, And I changed the electronics because standard Maxi Strats controls and pots are low budget and they don't really sound good, and Maxi Strat pickups are horrible. They're bar magnets and they just don't give you that good Strat sound. But that's all you really need. This is a Maxi Strat. You can pick these up for like 300 or 400 brand new. I was just going to Craigslist. You can pick one up for like 150 bucks. These other pedals, brand new, it's like 50 bucks, and this was 60 over at Sweetwater. You can pick these up, these both, on Craigslist, probably for 20 bucks. This one's going to cost a little bit of money, but I'm sure you can pick one of these up for 120 on reverb.com. And these ones about 100 bucks. So with a few $100s, you can get yourself a complete setup. An important thing that people overlook: decent patch cables. Don't buy those crappy all pressed in one, like red, green, yellow, orange ones. They're cheap, they don't work well, and they're gonna let you down. These are from Hosa. I got these at Sweetwater. You get them the 6-inch lengths, or you can get the 12-inch lengths, and they're excellent. I've not had any issues with these whatsoever. Another thing to do is make sure that you get yourself excellent patch cables. That you don't have to buy the $60 monster cable ones. You can get a very good brand for next to $10 to $15. Try to keep them short. Because remember, the space that goes in between here and here is going to add to your cable length. You're going to try to want to keep your cable length between 20 and 25 feet. If you start going over 25 feet, you're going to get signal loss. You don't want that. Signal loss is terrible. It'll take the tone and suck it right out of the guitar and your effects and spit it on your amp, and your amp's not going to sound that great. Now, amplifier. I use a Fender Blues Junior simply because having a 100-watt Fender DeVille was way too loud on stage, and the Blues Junior is actually still too loud if you crank it. It's loud enough to be heard over drums, and we generally mic our amplifiers. The church that I'm at now, we have ISO cabinets and Ignator heads, and we use those. Ignator makes an excellent amplifier. The head, I think $300 or $400. An ISO cab, it's probably another $600 or $700. I wouldn't spend the money on those. The churches usually buy those. And a microphone. If you're really picky about it, you can find yourself some excellent microphone. Blue makes excellent microphones. So the Shure 57 is an industry standard. It can be picked up brand new for $100, and you can probably pick them up online for even cheaper than that, like maybe $50. And that's what you would need to get a good budget worship sound. And you can always add to it, take pedals away, and try to keep everything on a board. Even if you have to go and buy yourself a piece of plywood and paint it black, as long as you got the pedals on something, all you have to do for setup is just plug the two things in. Powering is real easy. A one spot is either a 5 adapter or a 8 adapter is good. Another option is using a Line 6 multi-effects unit. Right here is a Pod HD 500. In the beginning, when I started playing worship music, I started with this unit and the Mexican Strat. Now, the good thing about these is that they have almost every effect that you could possibly want in one unit. When I bought this brand new, it was like $500. You can pick these up now on Reverb probably for about 200 bucks. You might even pick it up even cheaper over on Craigslist now that they have Line 6 Pod HD 500X. You can go with that one too, but it's going to be cost a little bit more money. Again, I don't suggest using any of the drives from this unit. I don't like the drives, I don't like the sound, and it's better just to have a separate drive unit and have it go into the Pod HD, or you can use the effects send and return unit. Whatever way you want to do it, if this is all you got, this will work. Another plus on this is you can run straight out to the mixer. using the XLR ports. Another good thing that you can do with this is for late night practicing. You can put in your headset and your guitar, and you can practice in late hours. You can also use auxiliary in, so if you got an MP3 player or your phone or whatever, you can plug into here, play the music alongside, and you can learn. You can go and practice with the music you're playing with. It's a good overall unit. You got amp modeling in here, which is pretty top notch. You got all the fancy ones, everything from Vox, the AC series. You got all kinds of Fenders in here, Marshalls, Method Boogie, and with the firmware upgrade, they got their own Line 6 amps built into here. They got a drive section, and you can run 2 or 3 different drives. So you have your light drive, medium, and heavy drives. You can go from your drive straight into your delays. They got analogs, digitals, reverse, ping pong, all kinds of stuff in there. For your delays, you go into your modulations, just like your flanger, your phasers, anything like that. Envelope filters to make it sound more like a synthesizer. You got a bunch of compressors in here. And then the important section as well would be your reverbs. It has a lot of reverbs in here, and you can go from very spacey, ethereal sounding reverb to very short reverb, and everything in between. On top of that, as a built-in expression / volume pedal, I used it as a volume pedal. So it is a good overall unit for somebody that's just starting out in worship. Like I said, you can get them for a couple $100, $100 for the guitar, and spend about $50 on cabling and whatnot, and you will have a full worship setup. Couple that with your amplifiers, and you're ready to roll. So this concludes this video of getting that worship sound with the budget gear. I would suggest going with the pedals. That way it's totally modular. You can add to your pedal board, or you can take away as many as you want. Personally, I like having a couple drives. I like having at least one delay unit in there, and then I like having my reverbs. I gotta have my volume pedal, and I've been playing a lot with a compressor lately. You can get those pretty cheap as well. The MXR Dynacomp is something like $50. You can pick it up $20 on reverb.com, eBay, Craigslist, or anything like that. They're pretty cheap. They do the job. They're a little bit more noisy than the Keeley and all them comps out there. And just build up. You don't need to have the perfect gear like Jeffrey Kunde does, you know, with the fancy Gretches and all that. You can do your part in the worship band with a Mexican Strat, Line 6 reverb, Line 6 Pod HD. They also have Line 6 M13, which has all kinds of different effects. I think you can play 5 at a time. The MX9 or the M9, you can do 6 effects at the same time, and then there's the M5 where you only get 1. Now, I'd like to thank you for watching my video and staying with me for so long, and God bless. Be worship.